You're creating content, building an audience, but the bank account isn't catching up. You're trading time for views and it feels like a dead-end job. I've been there before. And that's the problem with chasing virality. It just doesn't really build a real business. The core conflict is simple. You have great content that doesn't convert into real revenue. You're building an audience, but you haven't built a big business. What I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna take the most important parts from Alex Hormozi's 3 books, and I'm gonna condense it down into a short video and give you the most important parts that you can start using in your own business to grow it. First, we're gonna talk about the offer. Okay, we're gonna come up with an offer so good that people would feel stupid saying no. Then you gotta master traffic. How do you get eyeballs on that offer? So I'm gonna give you the straightforward system that he came up with to get that offer in front of the right people, the right buyers. And finally, I'm gonna give the framework that Alex Hormozi teaches that allows you to grow your business predictably over time. And it's, like I said, it's a little 3-part framework. So let's go ahead and get started. So you might be a creator and you need to start selling a product. You need to come up with an offer. And most creators, their offers fail because they focus on features and not transformation. Yes, transformation, that's the important part. So instead of selling a plane ticket, you need to start selling like a vacation. That'd be kind of like the hypothetical here. So instead of listing like what's included, sell what it's gonna feel like to be on that vacation, from stressed to relaxed on your vacation. So let's go ahead and break that down a little bit more, starting with the dream outcome. This is about the ultimate status change that your customer is gonna get by purchasing. So for like a fitness creator, you're not selling a workout plan, you're selling the moment that someone's friend says, wow, she looks great, she must have lost a lot of weight. And in the business world, you're not gonna sell a strategy session, you're selling the lifestyle that it comes with creating passive income and having time freedom and financial freedom. And it's easy to come up with a dream outcome. People see that, they see you selling that, and they think, what are the chances that's gonna happen for me? So that's where the next part comes in. That's the perceived likelihood of achievement. So what you wanna do is you wanna make that likelihood of achievement seem like inevitable, like it's gonna happen if they purchase, if they become your client. And that's why your product needs to have a clear pathway, and in your marketing, you wanna give them a roadmap or a clear pathway that they're gonna follow to achieve that. You can showcase case studies and testimonials, that's all gonna help you. And you're gonna map out the exact steps from where they are now to where they need to go, their dream outcome, and kind of build a bridge of proof on if you just do this, just like these other people, then yes, you are very likely to achieve that outcome. So that's kind of like all the positive parts of your offer. Look, this is gonna, this is your dream outcome. This is what's gonna happen. It's very likely to happen for you. But what about the negative parts, right? That's the time. Like, well, how long is that gonna take me to achieve this? And people want results now. They don't want results in 6 months. So you need to engineer immediate wins for your clients. So if you're selling a business opportunity and they should be able to build a $100,000 business within a year, what kind of wins can you give them in the first week? Maybe get them the first, $1,000 day within the first 30 days or other things kind of like that. You need to have that as part of your offer and part of your fulfillment too, right? Of course, this is not just, hypothetical. This is actually things you're going to execute on for them when they do become customers. And if you're selling some sort of subscription or like a monthly kind of fee, then you need to give them that quick win in order to keep them around. Otherwise, they're not going to wait a whole year to get their first win. And finally, the other negative part on the bottom of the equation is the effort and sacrifice. You need to try to minimize that as much as possible. And that's why done for you services always kind of do a good job of converting people into customers, because it's done for you. It doesn't take any effort, doesn't take any sacrifice. We do all the work for you. So in your offer and your fulfillment, start to think, is there anything you can automate in the process for your client using AI or using some system or using a virtual assistant or anyone on staff? Is there any templates or checklists and stuff like that that you can provide and just hand over to them to also eliminate effort and sacrifice? That should all be part of your offer and part of your fulfillment. All right, now that you have your offer, how do you get eyeballs on that? How do you build leads and get traffic to that offer to actually sell it? And this is where most creators hit a wall, because with the offer, you could build a website, you could come up with the offer, you could put it all there, you could create a VSL, and that's kind of under your control. Getting leads, that's a little bit trickier. And the reality is pretty simple, actually, and that's the core 4 that Alex Hormozi teaches. The core 4 are just 4 different ways, and really the only ways that you can use to get eyeballs. So here they are. Number 1 is content creation. And if you are a content creator, you probably already got that part done. Number 2 would be warm outreach, reaching out to people that know you and telling them, hey, look, I have this new offer. Are you interested? Third would be cold outreach, and that's reaching out to people that have never heard of you or your offer, like reaching out through Instagram DMs, cold emails, cold calls. That's all part of kind of cold outreach. And number 4 would be paid ads, right? And paid ads are expensive, but if you have an offer that converts, it's great because you can turn them on and off, meaning you can just literally throw money at Facebook ads and get clicks to your website and make sales. So if you are a creator and you're here watching this video, then content creation should be your foundation. It should be where people will find you on Instagram, swiping through, or on YouTube, clicking on videos and finding your content. And the reason that this is such a great marketing play is because you can create one piece of content one time. It can live on your YouTube channel forever, get collecting views, getting eyeballs, and you just need to make sure that you have a good call to action in that video to send people over to your offer so that they can purchase. I do that in my videos here by sending people over to vidchops.com, where we have an entire YouTube team ready for you. We'll edit your videos, take care of your thumbnails, upload it to your YouTube channel, create titles, tags, descriptions, and even schedule it for to go live for you. It's a complete done for you service. That's over at vidchops.com. But sometimes as a content creator, you're not getting the views, you're not getting the traffic. So now you need to use warm outreach. That's reaching out to people who are on your email list, or maybe already following you, or maybe just people that you personally know. I would recommend creating like a CRM somewhere where you can create an email newsletter where you can then email out and tell people about your new offer. Kind of hard part about that is it's kind of limited. It's not super scalable. So that might not be the best strategy for you, but if it's not, you can go ahead and use cold outreach, right? That's reaching out to people who never heard of you. The problem there is they don't really know, like, or trust you yet, but you can reach out to them. You can share content that you've created. That will warm them up. That will get them to know you a little bit. And then you can send them your offer. It's kind of a numbers game. Cold outreach email, you know, people are sending like 10,000 emails a week and you get very low click-through rate, very low open rate. But a lot of times for the right offer, it does work and it is effective. And the last method is paid ads. You can go run ads on Google and all their networks. You can run ads on Meta or Facebook and all their networks. What I will mention that it is a little expensive. The good news is you can get started for pretty cheap, $50 a day, $100 a day, that's $3,000 a month. And you can get in front of people and start getting clicks. Now, the important part about, paid ads is that you have to have a pretty good funnel. Meaning you have to have something that's going to convert them on the front end into a lead or into a sale, probably a low ticket sale. People are not going to just click an ad and go to a $5,000 offer and purchase. They might become a lead. They might need to book a sales call. They might need to get on that sales call. They might need to consume some of your content. You might need to follow up and eventually close them down the line if they need what you're selling. But, a lot of people have grown businesses pretty large through paid ads. And I've heard of people spending even like $10,000 a day on paid ads, but that means they have a funnel that converts, right? A profitable funnel, meaning they can put $1 in and then on the back end make $2. And so then they can just scale up their ad spend and eventually be spending $10,000 a day, but making $20,000 a day in sales. And there you go. Now you have a big business that's growing rapidly all through paid ads, and you can turn it up and you can turn it off. So some of these methods are free, some of them are paid, and Hormozi talks about the rule of 100. So for example, if you're going to be doing like cold outreach, do 100 a day, right? You wake up in the morning, you're on the computer by 8:30, and you start by doing 100 DMs. If you do that over a long period of time, that's a lot of outreach, and that's a lot of people learning about your brand, clicking your link, and eventually you can start making sales. Or maybe it's 100 pieces of content in a month. Maybe that's your 100, is that you're going to release 50 Instagram videos and 25 YouTube videos in a month and 25, podcasts or tweets in a month, and you're pumping out content. And every day you're working on that to reach your goal of 100. And this brings me to what I think is one of Hormozi's best frameworks as well, and that's more, better, new. So if you went to Hormozi and you said, here's what I'm doing, here's my problem, he'd say, okay, well, what's working? You say, oh, well, we've made 1 or 2 sales through, cold DMs. And you say, okay, have you tried more? More, better, new, right? You say, what do you mean? He's like, well, how many are you sending? You're like, oh, I'm doing 100 a day. You say, okay, send 1,000 a day. Or you go to him and say, hey, I've created content. We've gotten a few sales through our content. Well, do more. Okay, how many times are you posting? I'm posting 4 YouTube videos a month. Post 20, more. And the next part is better, right? So in the same kind of examples, content. Well, what kind of camera are you using? What are you scripting your videos? Are you putting effort into your videos? Because they need to be better. okay? Or ads, right? Have you tried split testing different ads and coming up with new ads because your ads need to be better? And after you've kind of exhausted those two options, then the next one would be new. Let's try something new, okay? We're spending a ton on ads on Facebook. Let's go ahead and try LinkedIn ads. Let's try something new. So the whole idea here is create an irresistible offer. Create a great offer that follows that formula that I gave you earlier. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two is the core four. Do the core four. Find one method that works, okay? Get a couple conversions, a couple sales on one method, and then just go back to the third framework, which is more, better. And then once you feel like you've done more, the most you can do, the best you can do, try something new in the core four. Okay, go to another one of those core four, try it. And if anything works there, then do it again. More, better, new. And there it is. There's Alex Hormozi's best advice for growing a business. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead, check out that link right on the screen right now. And I hope to see you guys inside that video.